Hey guys, welcome back to the spookiest spookcast of Halloween. Give me your best ghost impression. You can go.
Get it? Because they don't exist?
Oh, well, see, I was going to say, I always find it weird that, like, people give ghost impressions just, woo! But, like, 9 times out of 10, ghost things are like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, steal your soul, or
get the fuck out of my house!
Use your body as a vessel and commit terrorism. It's like, oh.
Shit.
I guess I don't want to see that side. This is actually the Spookcast. It is
the Spookcast. That's such a fucking... It's a banger of a name, honestly.
The Frying Pan Spookcast, and since it is Halloween when this is going up, we're in spooky time. We're at the end of spooky time.
Do you like Halloween?
I love Halloween. I'd say Halloween is in my top 2. I put it Christmas and Halloween.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. For me, it would go Christmas time. Mm-hmm. Not the actual day, because it's always mountains of stress for no ass reason.
Yeah, sometimes.
But probably I would say Thanksgiving, just because I get a bigger break for that.
That's understandable.
I like the Halloween atmosphere, though.
Yeah, I normally go, like, Christmas, Halloween, Arbor Day, Groundhog Day, Thanksgiving at 5th. That normally runs out the top 5 for me.
I mean, mine's... Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, you feel me?
Do you believe in ghosts?
To an extent. I feel like it's definitely a possibility, but I don't... You know what? Yeah, actually I do. Because I remember I used to think my room, when I was a kid, was haunted.
See, part of me wants to say, like, no, they don't exist, just because, like, that could be kind of scary, and I don't want to have, like, to run the risk of buying a haunted house when it becomes time for me to purchase my own home.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's kind of reassuring if that does mean that we have a spiritual body that resides in us. It's a very philosophical topic, actually, if you take away, like, the Spooktober aspect of it.
I like the spookiness of it, though.
See, with the spooky aspect, I want to say no, just because, like, man, I don't want to be terrified of something that doesn't exist, but I'd be fucking terrified.
Yeah, it can be spooky. But, oh, by the way, my name's Dan, and this is Robert.
No, it's actually, Tobert.
It's Rubert. It's Boobert.
Boobert.
And it's Dankula.
Dankula. Wait, Dankula, is it just like the 420 Dracula?
I guess in this case it has to be. I was trying to think of, like, monsters that had a Dan.
Dankula?
Where Dan? I'm Harry now.
Dankenstein? Dankenstein?
I like Dankenstein. Just a walking, like, Frankenstein with a bong in his head or something.
Bay Putty.
A Bay Putty, yes. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah.
Supreme Headband.
I wanted to go back to, I thought my room was haunted as a kid, and my parents never believed me.
Uh-huh.
Because, alright, it's weird, because from, like, 7 years old to, like, 14, every time I try to go to sleep, the house would always creak, and I felt like I'd hear things moving in my room, and it was terrifying. So, like, I'd always, like, get up and be like, do I have to go to bed yet, or... and just, like, shit like that. Mm-hmm. But then when I turned, like, 15, it just stopped, so I didn't know if the ghost was just, like, fucking with me because I was a little youngin', and then when I turned 15, it's like, oh, it's competent now?
Shit.
Somewhat?
Ghost's age of consent works differently.
Well, exactly, yeah, they're not like, I'm not gonna do the dirty with you, but I'm gonna spook you real good. Spook you real fucking good, but then once you turn 15, well, you're too old for that shit. You don't need that stress on top of elder stress. Yeah, it's like... it's a considerate ghost. Yeah, he was nice, and I appreciate him, but like, I'd always thought I'd hear because the attic is... The way to get in the attic is through my room. See, that would fuck with me. Yeah, so I thought I'd hear, like, footsteps and shit, and I was like, I don't like it. You know, I have a spooky story kind of like that. Hit me with it. So I was staying at my aunt's house for a summer, and she's got an older house, and it was always kind of a joke that it was haunted because everyone would see stuff out of the corner of their eye. Mm-hmm. In reality, it's just the light fixtures were placed in a certain way where, like, if someone moved through the house, you would see a shadow from it somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But it always caught people off guard.
Because, like, for some reason, like, you always felt like you weren't alone in the room. It's a very weird phenomenon, but I agreed with them. And I'm probably 12, and I remember that I was, falling asleep, and I woke up at 1 a.m. to what felt like something like pushing down on my bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I opened my eyes, I'm like, what's up? No one's in the room. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And I didn't really think much. I roll over and face the door. And I shit you not, 12-year-old me would have had a heart attack. I actually, was like, and before I could get it out, my eyes focused, and what it was a bathrobe hanging on the back of the door.
Oh, that's terrifying still.
But dude, in my sleep, not sleep deprived, but in my sleepy head, it was literally a demon just fucking staring at me.
No, that shit's terrifying.
But that was the closest I think I got to actually screaming bloody murder.
Oh yeah.
Because of it. But the thing is, I was weirded out by it because I still felt like something pushed down on the bed with me, and that's why I woke up. But the bathrobe thing,
maybe it was the bathrobe.
Dude, my cousin actually said the same thing.
Oh yeah.
And that bathrobe got put in a closet after that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good.
But it was
a little spooky.
One of the scariest experiences I've had in my own residence.
I feel you with that.
I've had some fucked up ones though.
No, I feel you. I have one other story. I remember in high school, I dated this girl, and when I first started going over her house, she was like, "I just want to let you know that I think my house is haunted, but I'm not sure."
That's always a good thing.
Yeah,
to
she
say.
told me a story of yeah, people died in here, and apparently I saw them when I was a kid, and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." So it was one night we're hanging out, laying on the couch, watching. I think we were watching The Notebook actually.
Were you in? You said you were in the basement.
No, living room.
You were just okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you said basement.
Yeah, and it was I don't remember what kind of day it was, but yeah, we're just chilling on the couch watching a movie, and then I hear we hear a door slam upstairs, and no one else is home. So I was like, what's that? And it's just oh, maybe it's just windy, and it was no windows are open, and it was just
was it dark out too?
Yeah, it was 8.
Oh, and fuck,
yeah.
dude.
And it was I was spooked to shit, and I was like, can we go somewhere else? But here, just no, I gotta house sit, I gotta watch it, I gotta make sure the dog's okay, and I'm like, okay. And then I think something else happened that was creepy, and I've just blocked out of my memory, but she was really cool. I miss her. But I don't miss her house.
Aw. Gee, see. I definitely would have been sorry, I'm out of here.
Well, that's what I wanted to do. And she was no, please don't leave. I don't want to be in here alone. And I was
I would have been then get the dog and let's go.
I was let's get the fucking dog, go somewhere. But
oh my god, dude, see, I find it more scary if it's not even your own house.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, exactly. Well, because I was thinking if it's in your house, you can control it. So I feel it's fine.
Yeah, but you're eventually used to it if the weird shit happens in your house, kind of like the way she was.
Yeah.
But if you're in someone else's house, it's the first time. You're thinking is this the start to the horror movie?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, do I die first?
Exactly. Speaking of horror movies, so another spooky story that I have from being at this aunt's house. It doesn't actually happen in the house, but her backwoods were absolutely massive. This was in Bolton, which is a very I don't want to say rural town, but very boonies, woodsy
Yeah.
You had a house and then you were surrounded by woods the whole fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
And basically you walk probably 3-4 miles or so. Probably 3. It took us about an hour to get there of casual walking, and you get to this park.
Yeah.
So it's probably mid-November. Yeah, mid-November, because we were bundled up. Early November, maybe.
Yeah.
And we are walking to the park, and it obviously gets dark soon. So we're thinking, okay, we should head back. We were already at the park. So we start walking back, and we kept hearing branches break behind us. And we're like, what the fuck is that? Because anytime we stopped, we wouldn't hear it. So this is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So we start walking faster. And we're we don't hear them anymore. And we get about to the halfway point. We hear another branch break. But it's like a very close wooded area, so you traverse the trees and you can't see much behind just because more trees will obscure it.
Yeah.
The most you could probably see in front of you and back is like 10 feet, just because you'll get a big tree trunk in the way after that. So we're like, okay, what the fuck is that? And we start going faster. We're like, oh fuck, dude. We're thinking we're about to get murdered. Because these woods are pretty damn big, and if we were to get lost in the woods, it would take some time to find us. Mm-hmm. We did get lost at some point. So she's like, alright, we have to go now. And we start going even faster. We're not running because, let me tell you, it's a death trap for the ankles.
Oh, I'd imagine.
And we keep hearing it behind us, right? Mm-hmm. And we're like, what the fuck is this? So we stop, and we kind of start freaking out. And we're like, all right, if we go up, there was a horse farm that we could walk through to get back to the house. It's just we're walking across someone else's property, but we avoided the woods. Yeah. So as we're walking up to that, we hear more behind us. Turns out what it was the horse farmer, but what it was his dog behind us.
Oh, really?
It was literally the dog, just it wasn't even following us, we don't think. It was just fucking around in the woods, but we were close enough to where the dog was there. So we see the dog and we're like, oh, because at first we thought it was a wolf, because or a coyote, because we have heard those in the area before. Yeah. So that was fine. We see the dog pass and we're like, oh, thank God. Then we hear another branch behind us, and then we see the guy casually kind of peek his head around, and we're like, oh shit. Fuck, it's a guy. And then when we realized, oh, it's the guy, because we're on his, just at his property line at this point. He's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you guys, because we were loud about saying, oh, fuck. Yeah. And he's like, I didn't mean to scare you guys, must have looked really fucking creepy. Because they were, I guess, we're just walking through the woods, Yeah. But probably the scariest 20 minutes of my life when we actually thought we were being followed.
Yeah, being, followed or chased, I feel, is such, a terrifying feeling. Even, did you ever have cousins or brothers or sisters that, if you're walking up the stairs, they'd, chase up it behind you?
Yes.
And you feel like you can't run up the stairs quick enough, and it's just terrifying?
Yes, very much so. Oh, my God.
Yeah, my dad used to do that to me a lot, and I was like, stop!
My brother did that to me once, and he, tried to be funny and, grab my ankle.
And you just slid?
He grabbed it, and I just smacked my chin straight down on the stairs.
I've done that, too.
And it's, worse, because when you're, when you feel like you're being followed and you're at, you're between 12 and 15, you're, at least me, I wasn't the toughest kid, so it wasn't all right, I'm about to turn around and come at me. It wasn't that, like when we were pushed to the edge, it was more this is how I die. Yeah, I
mean, I remember whenever I'd have nightmares as a kid, and it was I'm getting chased or I have a chance to survive or die, I just armadillo and just kill me.
I remember you telling me that.
Because my thought process was always if I just die, I wake up quicker. But in reality, it was as soon as I'm about to die, I get transported to another nightmarish hellscape, and I'm like, Jesus, this is great. Good job, me.
Good job. But, did you ever do haunted houses or anything like that when you were a kid?
A couple times, but I didn't really care for them.
Dude, the scariest experience I had, it was a haunted trolley ride. I don't know if you heard about that.
The hay rides kind of deal?
It was like that, but it was at the trolley museum.
Oh, okay.
And you take this train car out into the middle of the woods, and then it starts getting scary. Yeah. That was the scariest experience of my life, because I really didn't know what to expect. This was my first ever haunted house. This is I was probably 13, and this is when I was all right, I'm not afraid to go to a haunted house anymore, because I was pretty big baby when I was a kid.
Yeah. Not much has changed.
And
what?
Facts. So me, my mom, and our neighbors, we're going, and we're having a good time. We're laughing. And then, they stage this whole thing, oh no, the train broke down. And the conductor gets out and he's I'm gonna go fix it. And kids and me oh shit, did the train actually break down? Yeah. And my mom just smiles, and we're still mucking around. And then in the distance, we see a shit ton of torches, start coming over the hill and walking towards the trolley. And we're what the fuck? And then the conductor gets on, and he's everyone stay calm. There's people coming. Relax. And then, in the woods behind us, you hear the chainsaw turn on.
Oh, nice.
Are you fucking kidding me? And then the torches come up to the trolley, and they start circling us, and you can feel the heat from the torches through the glass on your back, and they're like chanting and shit, like this is some straight cult shit. We start freaking out. By we, I mean me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna die. Because in my head, I'm thinking like, you know, part of me was like, this is all an act, obviously. But then the still 13-year-old part of me thought, all right, I'm actually getting murdered here.
Yeah.
You know, fucking then, chainsaw right outside the trolley door. He kicks it was like a prop door or something. He kicks it in, and the chainsaw guy opens the fucking door, and starts revving the fucking chainsaw. And then that's when all of like the actors start pouring in. But the scariest part is because the neighbor's daughter was younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom is sitting on my left and she's sitting on my right. And my mom, in order to comfort her, because she's been bawling ever since they started circling the fucking trolley.
Rightfully so, yeah.
She sticks her arm behind my back to try and be like, it's okay, it's okay. But I thought something was pushing me forward into the people.
Oh.
So I start crying even harder because I thought there was some supernatural force pulling me in. Dude, it was the craziest night of my life. Like, I was actually shaking. I was so frightened.
That's honestly, like, that seems so well done. Like, it's...
Dude, okay, as a group, we'll have to go, because they still do it.
Oh, yeah?
And I heard it's still really freaking good. I think it's rated one of the, like, the more scary things to do, like, around this time of year in our state.
Interesting.
Besides, like, the actual, like, haunted scenes, because we actually have a lot of, like, haunted places in our state.
No, I know. Oh, well, they made a movie, Haunting Connecticut.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I don't even know if it was real or not, but it's like...
They always say it based on a real story.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. That's crazy, though. Have you heard of the haunted house where you gotta pay, or you have to sign, like, a waiver to get in, and if you finish it, they pay you a lot of money?
Yeah, no, as soon as you said waiver, I'm like, never would do that.
Yeah, well, it's like, if you read the waiver, it's like, know that you can be hurt, and, like, I think one of the things is, like, that you can die from it. But you sign the waiver so they're not liable, and I'm like...
I imagine it's like a heart attack inducing thing.
Yeah, well, like, they can hit you, they can throw shit at you. Like, if you sign it, they can do that.
Okay, that makes sense. That's pretty brutal.
That's very brutal.
I remember my parents did when we were in Niagara a while back, and I guess because Canada's a little different. Like, they were allowed to touch you.
Yeah.
So my mom said, like, she heard, like, because it was a very dark place, and I guess she heard a male voice behind her say something and then touched her shoulder. She literally just rounded around, went full Puerto Rican lady, and just started fucking going after them. And then my grandma's like, Tori, they can do that. And she's like, huh? Are you fucking kidding? Like, literally, like, still freaking the hell out. Yeah, she was just very angry. And, like, kid me's thinking, like, ooh, mom's gonna come out all scared. She walks out just looking literally like she was about to tear someone's heart out.
She has, like, 3 of the people's heads, and it's like...
Dude,
exactly. You hear the sirens in the background, you're like, Mom, what did you do?
Mom?
So, touched me on the shoulder, said some weird shit. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are those are props, right, Mom?
Yeah, did you join the cast, or?
Okay.
Jeez. I got a friend that's actually one of the ghouls for the Fright Fest at, like, Compounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she says it's really fun.
I imagine it'd be fun, just, like, scare the shit out of people.
Yeah. Would you ever do something like that?
Like, be one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you think so? I don't know how, like, I imagine with the makeup it helps a lot, but I don't really have the personality. Like, I'd be able to scare people via surprise, but I wouldn't be able to put on that, like, scary aura to people, you know?
I think I would be really good at screaming at people. I think it's a talent I possess.
I've heard you would be good at that.
I think I'd be good.
Oh, if you shouted "Get Out" at me wearing some fucking scary makeup, I would pee myself a little bit.
Or what if like, what if I, like, just went over the top and at Six Flags, like, a family was walking with their kid, and I just, like, took the kid and ran.
Just fucking nabbed the kid.
Yeah.
And just screaming the whole time.
Yeah. Or, like, they think it's a bit, and they're like, oh, he's gonna turn around. And, like, they just see me, like, sprinting for the exit, and it's like, is that part of the bit? Is he allowed? They're not allowed to touch you.
And then you like yeet the kid to the side, and then you like start walking back, and you're like, haha, where's the kid? And you're like, what kid?
Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't take a kid.
What? We're
not.
What the hell do you mean?
Yeah,
We're not allowed to do. Did someone take your kid?
And they're like, yeah, they look just like you. And I'm like, oh no. That's the ghost of Six Flags.
The ghost of Six Flags Pass.
You better go check. It's like, you better go check Bizarro and get on the ride. He might be there.
It's the ghost of Superman's past.
Yeah.
That's too real.
Oh, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Or like, no, they get on Bizarro and the kid is like at the top.
He's actually just suspended up there, It style.
Yeah.
Like he's floating up there. You have to ride the ride and grab him if you want to get him back.
No safety bars. You better hold on, sport.
You'll float too, Georgie.
Oh. I love it. It too is pretty good too.
I want to see it again, actually.
I do too. It is definitely a commitment, though. That's the only issue.
Oh, it's a 3 fucking hour movie.
But it was definitely really good.
I figured, though, if you were able to get it, like have our friend, do his thing.
Or if it just comes to Netflix.
Well, yeah, if it comes to, like, anything. Well, even, like, if it was Redbox, we could stand to fast forward a few of the parts that we are.
I would just probably skip the entire beginning.
Yeah, like, it was good for setup, but, like, we didn't need to see it again.
Yeah, well, it was definitely... I haven't seen the first one since it came out a year ago, and you need a refresher. Sure.
I want to see the first one again, actually.
Yeah?
More than the second one, but just because I think I thought the first one was more interesting, like in terms of like the actual clown part, because like this one was way more supernatural than the first one.
Yeah, and it was also a lot more about the like the losers than actual Pennywise, and I missed some clown action. I felt bad for Pennywise. Even though he fucking killed a lot of kids. Well, like, it's fine. You can look past it. Everyone grows.
You can look past it.
Everybody grows, dude.
Jeez. Speaking of horror movies, what's the scariest movie you've ever seen, Dan?
Scariest movie I've ever seen? When I was a kid, it was a movie called The Descent or The Descendants. It came out in like 2005.
The Descendants. That sounds familiar.
It's a bunch of people go into a cave. I think they're hiking or something, and they get stuck in the cave. And then there's a bunch of like humanoid creatures with no eyes, and they move based off sound and shit. And a lot of like freaky scenes, and I don't remember the movie entirely. But yeah, they like go down in the cave, and I think like everybody dies except for 2. I'm gonna spoil it.
Oh no, yeah, this movie, right?
Yeah, those ones.
With these things?
Yep.
With the like the skinwalker looking bastards?
Yeah, I didn't like the skinwalker looking things. Yeah, we're looking at pictures right now.
Oh my god, it looks like a fucking hobgoblin.
Yep. But I will say, since then, I think the like best scary movie I've seen is probably Hereditary.
I actually haven't watched that yet, mostly because I'm not good with scary things, and you told me that it would fuck me up.
Yeah, because, I mean, to be fair, the ending's kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. That's
fine. But like throughout the whole movie, it does such a good job of just making you feel uneasy. And in like a very not okay way. It's not like the million different Annabelle, Ouija, Conjuring shits. I like how I put in Ouija as if that's a relevant movie. No one knows what the fuck Ouija is.
Luigi?
No, Luigi's Mansion comes out on Thursday, actually.
I heard. And I heard it's like...
Have it pre-ordered.
I heard it's really freaking good.
Yeah. Regardless.
Well, that's kind of on topic.
Yeah, no,
it kind of is on topic, actually.
We're talking Halloween.
He's a Ghostbuster.
But it's just such a good movie, and it just fucks with you so much.
In that, it's not really a horror movie; it's more of a thriller. But I thought Split was actually very scary.
Split?
Yeah.
Really?
Because the ending of that really had my heart racing when he was like full beast mode, like trying to get into the cage. Like I was like,
dude, he was in straight beast
mode.
He
was in straight beast mode. But besides, like the actual scariest movie I ever seen was something called Insidious.
Oh yeah, Insidious is like lumped in with like all the jump scary movies, but I think that one had like an actual story to it.
It did. What it was like it was like this demon that pretty much targeted kids. They didn't know it was targeted kids, and it slowly killed the family via
just being there,
kind of via possessing the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what the first one I'm talking about, because I haven't seen the sequels.
Yeah.
But the reason why it was so goddamn scary to me was because it didn't just rely on jump scares. Like, even the setup to it was just hysterically scary.
Yeah.
And it was one of those films where you were like, did we just see the demon in the background, or did we not see the demon in the background?
Yeah, I think that was the one movie that it got lumped in with all the, it's just cheap, shitty jump scares, but it was a little bit more than that.
I thought it was a very good horror movie. Like, it was good at making me feel scared. Because I always think jump scares are very cheap ways of making you feel like you're scared.
Yeah.
But if they're not abused, I feel like it's fine. You know, I remember one of the scariest scenes was just when fucking, like, a kid's head popped up. It wasn't even that scary, but it still made me fucking jump because, like, they used it didn't feel inserted, if that makes sense.
No, I got you.
But I don't know. That was a very scary movie.
I think it's good. Another good horror movie is the Babadook. You ever seen that?
The Babadook.
That movie is terrifying to me because it's...
Wasn't that a book originally?
Yeah. I mean, the book's in the movie, but it's about, like... Yeah, it's scary as fuck to look at.
What?
Yeah, the movie's freaky too.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not good. Well, the movie's good, but it's something of like it. I don't remember the plot to the movie too much. I just remember like specific scenes, but a lot of it is like what's happening in the book. I think is what happens to you, and shit like that.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off here, but there's a Guardian article titled "The Babadook: How the Horror Movie Monster Became a Gay Icon."
It did. That's the thing. It like I don't know why, but the Babadook became a gay icon.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's a legit thing. And
really?
I don't know how it happened. I'll have to look it up. But it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no, Babadook is a gay icon, and you can't take that away from him. If you want to give that a quick Google search, you can. But
jeez.
It was another movie where like it had a lot of atmosphere more than like scares. And because there was one scene that fucked me up, and it was she's like in her kitchen doing something, and she looks through the window to the neighbors, and like she sees her neighbor, and then like the Babadook is just like standing behind the neighbor, like in the other building, their house, and it just fucked me up. And then there's a whole bedroom scene where she's trying like.
Dude, let me tell you.
It comes out of the closet and shit, and it's I don't like
bedroom
it.
scenes and basement scenes, but the scene where they're hiding under the bed, that one's even worse for me. Actually, I think it was Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. He was hiding under the bed, and you think like, oh, it's just gonna pop out. You know, it's gonna come into the room and it's gonna pop out.
Oh, then like drag the kid. That one.
Yeah, it was already under the bed with him.
Yeah.
And I thought that would, like, had me so fucking scared.
Really?
Because it was already under the bed. Because in my head, like, oh, it's a common trope. It's going to walk into the room, and then it's going to walk away, and then turns out it's going to stick its head down and be like, haha, I found you, and then kill you. No, it was already under the fucking bed.
Dude, that movie, the last one, like, when the cop is like, oh, what the fuck is that?
Yes!
And then he kills the cop, and then, like, when they run out and go into the car and turn around, and it's fucking, like, hobbling out.
Dude, it's going 0 to fucking 50
That was funny as fuck. I was crying.
Dude, just the cop, oh shit, pulls out gun, bang, 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 bang. I'm like, that's it. That's exactly how I hope
he literally, like, nonchalantly shot it. Like,
in the face.
He was just like, oh shit, and then, like, no emotion, just bang, bang, bang.
I think the scariest one from that though is like when those fat whale looking things were like slowly walking
like the
them.
fat whale nurse kind of thing.
Yeah,
and he can't like, even though he probably could have like, you know, ran to the left of it, but those hallways were pretty big. I'll be honest.
It was bad. Would you consider A Quiet Place was a horror movie? Right? I would say that's a more atmospheric thing than anything.
It's hard to decipher like if there's a difference between like some horror movies and some like thriller movies.
Yeah, okay. I mean? So like a suspense thriller and a horror.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to count Quiet Place as a horror movie, which Google does, I would say that's probably the best one I've seen, just in terms of like beginning to end. Like they set up the suspense well enough to where the actual horror part of it was a payoff, I guess.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a very good movie. I was very happy with The Quiet Place, and they're making a second one. I don't know if you knew that.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder how it's gonna...
How about just, like, regular Halloween movies? It doesn't even have to be a horror movie. Know what I mean? Like, do you remember the old Disney Channel, like, Halloween Town movies? Did you ever watch those?
Okay. Just to segue,
Yeah.
or not to segue, to back up, I wasn't thinking of Insidious. I was thinking of Sinister.
Sinister?
Sinister was the scariest movie I've
is
ever
that the
seen.
one where, like, the shit coming out of the kid's mouth kind of thing? Hold on. Do you have a picture?
It's Ethan Hawke, and it wasn't Insidious, but that one was scary. This one.
Oh, Sinister?
Sinister was fucking scary.
The bad guy looks like a biker, and I always thought that was funny.
My God, yeah, this one was the scariest movie I've seen, actually.
Yeah, that was spooky. Any movie that has to deal with, like, kids getting possessed.
That's exactly why.
Not a fan.
Like, the ending was when the little girl's dragging an axe across the floor about to kill her own father. That was so fucking scary to me.
Yeah. Not a huge fan.
Did you, what about, like, The Cabin in the Woods? Wasn't that one of the scarier ones?
No, Cabin in the Woods was just, like, a really fucking good movie. That was the one where, the, like, 5 kids, they go to a cabin, and the whole thing is, like, it's a game to please the gods. That, it's, like, there's directors or, like, overlooking people that make sure they get killed in a specific order, and then, like, some people live, and it's just, like, a bunch of monsters and shit. Cabin in the Woods is a really good movie.
We should watch it, because I don't think I've seen it.
It also has Chris Hemsworth in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually, like, that's what sparked him to be Thor.
Interesting.
I think Josh Whedon was, a director or something for the movie.
So back to you're saying just Halloween movies?
Yeah. Like, remember the Halloween Town movies, or, like...
Oh, okay. I would say my favorite, I guess A Nightmare Before Christmas counts as both, right?
Yeah, I'd say. It's Halloween Town, so...
I like The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I love Nightmare Before Christmas. Definitely a really good movie.
Gosh, Monster House? If you remember that drug trip of a film?
I can promise you that movie would not hold up. Haven't watched it since, but I can promise you that movie would not hold up.
It could under certain conditions.
I do remember it.
Caroline?
Coraline was really
I don't know if that's counted as like a Halloween movie, but...
It's kind of... I feel like the majority of, like, Clay Tim Burton movies are considered, like, Halloween movies.
All right, what are you partial to?
I liked Halloween Town as a kid. I don't know if you ever saw Trick or Treat, but
it sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah, Trick or Treat was very good. I guess you can count it as a horror movie, but it wasn't that scary. Mm-hmm. But it was definitely really good.
Trick or Treat. What was the plot to that? It sounds familiar.
It was like there was a little kind of kid thing with a pumpkin head, and he killed people essentially.
Yep.
Because they didn't have the Halloween spirit.
It's considered a mystery slasher film.
That sounds about right.
Oh, slashers are in its own right pretty damn interesting.
I remember I used to be terrified of when like Friday the 13th movies were still coming out and there'd be commercials of them on TV. I'd be like, oh, I can't sleep tonight.
Oh, don't even lie though. When you're watching TV at night and a horror movie commercial comes on, you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is a war crime. Like, you're actually shattering my potential to fall asleep in the next hour.
I remember, because I'd always watch TV with my parents before I went to bed when I was a kid. I remember I would, like, grab the nearest pillow, just shove my face into it, and, like, close my ears. Because that's like, you're not ruining my sleep. But I know I'd catch the first, like, 5 seconds.
Enough to make you scared.
Yeah, enough for me to be like, what happens if I die tonight, bro?
God. Bye-Bye Man? What's the...
Bye-Bye Man is the shittiest one.
Dude, the commercials, though, were so good.
I like, because they were like, what's his name? And then the dude's like, Bye-Bye Man.
Bye-Bye Man.
And he says it just like that. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, they tried to make... Oh, do you remember the Slender Man movie? You remember they made one?
You know, I think my mother watched that recently, and she was like, what the hell's the point of that movie?
It's bad.
It's bad. She said it was bad.
Yeah.
Gosh. What other, like, Halloween-ish movies? Hocus Pocus?
Hocus Pocus is alright.
I watched that recently, actually.
Oh, yeah?
It was on, my grandmother had it on, and I was like, I guess I'll relive this. Doesn't hold up.
Nope, I didn't think so. That's fine.
We got Goosebumps. But that's
do you remember
those books were nuts.
The Cartoon Network exclusive, like, hour-long special of Goosebumps?
I do.
Like, what was it, Afraid of the Dark?
Yes, I think so.
And it just had, like, they did the typical thing of having something black, like pitch black, fight at night, like a pitch black monster fight in the dark, and it's like, oh, at least you're saving money on the fucking CGI. It's alright.
Gosh, what's The Haunted Mansion? If you remember that one too, with Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. That movie was bad.
Or Casper. That's an OG right there.
Yeah,
I always liked the Scooby-Doo Halloween specials.
There was one that really scared me. As a kid, do you remember the Zombieland one?
The Zombieland.
Where they like go to an island and it's like full of zombies. And I don't know why that movie used to scare the daylights out of me.
Wait, you mean like the live action one?
No, not the live action one. It was animated. It was probably like early 2000s. I think it was just...
Oh, yeah, Scooby-Doo Return to Zombieland. Oh, they made it actually a 2019 Return to Zombieland.
Oh!
But yes, I do remember. There was the one where there was like vampires, which was weird, but I think oddly enough, John Cena was in that one.
Yeah, there was like a vampire rock band. And
yes!
John Cena saved them from dying from a giant rolling boulder.
There was the Spooky Scarecrow.
Spooky Scarecrow? I love it.
Dude, I love Scooby-Doo to this day, man.
There was one that was like really long and really boring. I think it was Cyber Chase.
I like Cyber Chase.
I liked Cyber Chase, but it was really long.
It was really long. Where's My Mummy? If you remember that one, was good.
Mummy? That was good. Man, Scooby-Doo.
Man,
nothing compares to the live. Didn't James Gunn work on the live action Scooby-Doo?
Okay. We had this discussion recently. I think we've
had it on the podcast. I know we've had it on the podcast. Yeah,
live action Scooby-Doo movies.
When we were talking about
it was one of the directors.
His whole thing with Marvel. I'm pretty sure we're like, you know, James Gunn worked on the Scooby-Doo live action movies.
Let's see.
And it was like, fuck yeah. And just Google like James Gunn Scooby-Doo live action. James Gunn, the pioneer of live action Scooby-Doo movies. That's a title. That's a title I wouldn't mind having. What do we got, Captain?
Director, no. James Gunn I'm going to type in JamesGunn Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I should have done that from the beginning.
James Gunn. Yeah. Oh, that comes right up.
You idiot. Come on. What'd he do?
Come on, just tell me already, you baby back. Yes, he directed one of the Scooby-Doo movies.
Thank God.
Both of them.
Oh, both of them?
Yeah. Well, essentially.
It's safe to say he's been making masterpieces since he started.
On Google, it says he's been responsible for somewhat of Scooby-Doo, the first one, and then Monsters Unleashed.
Oh. Well.
He also directed Brightburn, which I didn't know. Which I never saw, because I guess it was horrible.
Is that the Will Smith one?
No, Brightburn was the one with the evil kid Superman.
Oh, yeah. I didn't care to see that.
Yeah. I heard it was kind of nuts, though.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't bad, but it was just the kid had a red bucket on his head, and I was like, I really can't take this serious.
Yeah, I think it relied too much on suspense, people were saying.
Yeah.
It's got 6.2.
That's respectable.
Yeah.
What's that on Rotten Tomato?
Rotten Tomatoes is 57.
Oh,
But I'll say it once, I'll say it again, that's just a percentage chance of you liking it.
Yep.
Apparently. I think I heard that on a comedy show, and I've just been believing it ever since.
Take it to the heart.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I wanted to transition off movies real quick. Stay in the holiday spirit. What do you have? We'll do a little candy tier list of
tier list.
Not just candy, but like say candy you get when you go trick or treating.
Okay. So as you know, I'm not a sweets person, but I used to be.
Yes. Well, all right. We'll start from the worst things you can get.
Candy corn.
Candy corn.
See, I can enjoy it, but if I got it from trick or treating, I'd be like, what the fuck, dude?
If you were ever a parent that decided I'm going to give out candy corn or I'm going to be different and I'm going to give them an apple, like, all right,
pretzels.
Pretzels. All right. First off, I don't mind a good apple. I don't mind pretzels.
Neither do I.
You know why I'm here.
Yeah, bitch, you know precisely. Put the fucking candy.
You know precisely why I'm here.
It's like we don't have any candy. Does your kid have candy? Get me some fucking candy.
Let's see. Oh, banana Laffy Taffies.
I was impartial to those.
Really?
Yeah.
I was okay if I got the strawberry one, but if I got banana, it was like chewing on dog shit.
I kind of pawned those off to my parents because they like those, though.
Okay, that's good.
I didn't like getting M&Ms.
You didn't like M&Ms? I think getting like little packs of M&Ms are just inconvenient.
Exactly. That's what I thought. I'd rather just like buy my own bag.
Yeah, like
I say that, but I was like 10, so I'm not buying shit. But
Smarties.
I thought those were high tier.
Really?
I thought Smarties were high tier just because they were better than Pixie Sticks.
See, I never got Pixie Sticks.
I got Pixie Sticks, dude.
But that'd be bad.
Exactly.
Like a lollipop would be bad too.
Because like it was like a non-chocolatey. Because you know me and chocolate, so I always appreciated like the Smarties or the Twizzlers.
Oh, no Twizzler.
The little ones at Twizzlers, I always liked because they taste way different than the big ones.
Yeah, I'm just not huge on Twizzlers, so I guess it's fine. But
Airheads, did you like Airheads? I thought those were bottom tier.
Bottom, yeah. I was like, why more than anything? I couldn't care less, but I was just like, why the fuck are you giving out Airheads right now?
High tier, Reese's.
Okay, all right. You want my top 3 right now?
Here 'em.
Reese's for sure. Kit Kats.
Okay.
And it's tough. Sometimes it was a rare one, but if I got a Baby Ruth bar, oh mama.
Whew.
Oh mama.
Okay. So back when I did like chocolate, kinda.
Yeah.
It went Reese's,
Mm-hmm.
Twix,
are good.
and then hold on, it's in my head. Not a Crunch Bar.
Butterfinger?
Butterfinger. That was
it actually Butterfinger?
Yes.
Okay. See. Oh no, you.
Okay. So I liked Reese's because they are the constant, you know.
Oh, the god, yeah.
They
Can't
were
beat that.
Yeah. What could you go wrong? Peanut butter and chocolate. It's a god combo.
Uh-huh.
It's a great combo. Second one, Twix. I really liked because I liked caramel. Caramel. How do you say it?
Either or works.
Caramel. I liked it.
Okay, caramel is not a thing.
Caramel.
Yeah, caramel, not caramel. Wait, fuck.
I think I said
forgot
caramel.
Yeah, I'll listen to it in editing and I'll be like, yeah, why the fuck do you say that?
Caramel?
Caramel, just say caramel, that's fine.
Caramel. Fuck, I can't even say it. Regardless, I like that because I thought it was different because,
yes,
you know, it was like, the only time I ever had caramel was like the grandma candy.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I like this with chocolate. But that leads me to the
Butterfingers?
Butterfingers, because I was like, damn, this is like a Reese's, but like a bar.
It wasn't like anything else, to be honest. It was unique.
So, exactly. And what I like doing in my, because they were always broke in your candy bag.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, hey man, just sprinkle it over some ice cream. You know, he would give me a little mug of ice cream. He's like, crack one in there, see how you like it.
Ooh.
And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever had.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, it was good. But then Snickers has always had a place in my heart.
Snickers is a good old reliable.
See, I like them because, like, I like to pop those. I like to put those in, like, the fridge or the freezer.
I always put my candy in the freezer, and, like, I love Twix, but it's so hard to have frozen Twix, because it's, like, the cookie tastes like...
cookie.
Yeah, the cookie tastes like chewing on a brick, and then the caramel doesn't, like, it's not gooey, but it still tastes fine, but it's just not the same.
I love putting dark chocolate in the... Because I don't like chocolate, but if I am going to have chocolate, it's going to be dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Like, I go for usually, like 70 to 80%, which is, like, really freaking bitter.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like it frozen.
See, I'm not a huge dark chocolate fan, but
I like the.
got their thing.
I like the. It always has that satisfying snap to it. That's what I like about chocolate. That's why I don't really like chocolate nowadays, because it doesn't really. It's not there as much because it's so processed.
Yeah, my thing is I love chocolate.
Did you like Hershey's bars?
Huh?
Did you like Hershey's bars?
Yeah, it was an old reliable.
Yeah, you did like those.
I couldn't go wrong with them. My thing with Hershey's is that I like the little Hershey Kiss cookies, you know what I'm talking about? Where they put the Hershey Kiss on top. Those are great.
Those are good.
Now whenever I think Hershey's, I'm just like, give me a s'more, you know?
Ooh, yeah, the extra mile on those. So, back to your Kit Kat. See, I didn't like Kit Kats.
You didn't like Kit Kats?
Because I preferred more of a cookie to chocolate ratio.
That's fine.
Personally, or the wafer, where the hell's inside.
I like wafers. I remember at work we had, like the vanilla or strawberry wafers, you know what I'm talking about? I think it was like I almost said Elmer Fudge, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like the elf, yeah. It would be those ones. And I used to get those every day at work.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know how I'm not obese with how I ate at work, because, like, when I first started at 16, I was cashier, and the chip aisle is right at the register.
Ooh.
So, like, when I'd go on break or go to leave, I'd take, like, 2 bags of Wise honey barbecue chips and then, like, eat them for dinner or some shit.
Dude, Wise honey barbecue chips are honestly, like, bomb.
Oh, no. I agree.
What'd you think about getting Sour Patch Kids?
I never got them.
Really?
It was with Baby Ruth bars. I loved Baby Ruth bars, never got them. I rarely got Sour Patch Kids, but I loved Sour Patch Kids.
I feel that's, I feel like they weren't, I feel like they weren't rare because I think one of my neighbors specifically just put out a bowl of the packets of Sour Patch Kids.
See, I respect that. No one ever did that. I will say there was one house in my neighborhood that gave out like king size bars, but you had to be one of like the first to get there or they ran out.
We had a couple houses like that in mine, and we were like, we gotta hit those first, man. He's like, yeah, we gotta get those first.
Yeah,
like, we were diverging the plans.
I used to love it as a kid because you'd map out your routes. Like when you're like, because there's an age where you're not old enough to go out by yourself. When you hit that age where you can go out with like your group of friends, you got the fucking blueprint laid out. You're like, all right, we're gonna hit Mrs. Johnson's house first, and then we're gonna loop around to Mr. O'Reilly's,
and then we're gonna hit the one with the brick driveway. The guy's a little weird, but he gives out really big candy bars.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then we're gonna hit this one on the way. He normally puts out the take one bowl, but we're gonna take 2.
And keep an eye out for so and so's older brother because he's a dick.
Yeah. Did you ever, when people put out the take 1 bowls, were you the kind of kid that was like, I'll take 1, I'll be a little nice, I'll take 2, or you just like get your little grubby fingers and take a handful? Because I know if I didn't like the people that live there, I'm fucking like taking the bowl almost.
So when I started off trick or treating, I took 1 because I'm like, I will uphold this rule set before me.
Yes.
When I was a little older, I'm like, fuck, I'll take 2. If I did take a lot, like a handful, it was like already 9 at night or some shit like that.
Or it was like you're taking handfuls of like Snickers, Kit Kats, and Reese's, and you're like, this is a gold mine kind of deal.
Well, I always kind of felt bad though, because in my head I'm like, I always gotta make sure that I'm not like taking enough to where the next like 12 kids won't have any, because that would kill my consciousness.
Oh, I got a trick or treating story actually.
Go for it.
Well, actually, we should probably round out our candy tier list first.
Okay. What about Swedish Fish? Did you like those?
Yes.
Those were pretty high tier.
Didn't get them too often.
Do you remember Whoppers, like little balls of chocolate?
I hated those because I
always liked them.
I liked them, but I would because they're like the M&Ms. They're inconvenient.
Yeah, I thought they were like a less chocolatey Kit Kat.
They're kind of. They're not really the wafer, you know what I mean?
Well, it kind of was a wafer, but it was more of like a fucking...
It was like a dissolved sugar, more sugary wafer, I guess.
That's true, yeah.
But I'd always try to like pop one in while I'm walking. I'd always just open and all of them fall out. And This is great.
I had the strategy of like taking the thing, putting the first one in my mouth, and sliding it out through the top.
That's smart.
Yeah,
I wasn't a bright kid.
Okay, so you already said you didn't like lollipops, right?
Yeah. Couldn't care for them.
What about Milky Ways?
Milky Ways were okay.
Those were my dad candy. Those were the one, or that and Three Musketeers. Though, if I got those, they were property of my father.
Oh yeah, I'd always give Three Musketeers to my dad.
Did you like
Crunch bars? We haven't talked about.
Crunch bars are like medium tier.
Medium.
Those are the ones that I definitely ate last out of desperation.
Yep.
Did you like Skittles? I wasn't a fan of Skittles.
Not on Halloween.
Yeah, because Skittles were like so meh to me then.
Yeah.
Starburst. Did you like Starburst? I love Starburst.
Oh,
loved.
Depends. All right. Do we want to get into a little sub-tier list on Starburst colors?
Yes, actually, I do.
All right. Can we agree red or no? Maybe yellow bottom. Red or yellow is bottom.
Red for you is bottom?
I
like cherry.
I didn't like cherry, that's why. But I think the normal consensus is pink, God tier. Pink? No one can take that away.
Yep.
Orange and yellow were interchangeable at 2.
Really?
And then red was 4. But it was weird because it was people would swap, it was either yellow and red or red and orange to bottom.
I liked pink and red, personally. Those are my bread and butter ones.
That's fair.
Yellow I put always at the bottom. just because it was like lemon, right? It was, I think, lemon.
It was yellow flavored.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was yellow flavor, and orange was just there because like, you know those like tube ices, you know the ones that come in like little plastic tubes.
Yeah.
Like the orange ones are meh, but they taste the same as the orange Starburst.
Yeah, I was like, I can't get mad at this. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing could beat pink. And if anyone wants to disagree with that, they're just wrong.
So I liked getting the little things at Starburst though, because there would be like what 2 or 3 in there.
Yeah.
And it would be like kind of like a little game for myself. It's like, hey, do I hate this one or do I not hate this one?
Yeah, literally.
You know, I would open them all at once and see like which color I would get the most of. I remember there was one Halloween I didn't get a single red or pink one. It was actually like heartbreaking as a kid.
That is heartbreaking.
They instantly became my mother's as well. What about like gosh, what is that gum called that comes in like the yellow wrapper with the blue ties?
Oh, I think it's not Hubba Bubba. I think that's
Double Bubble?
Maybe. That was always the like the baseball gum. Not like Big League Chew, but it was just like, if you want to chew gum during baseball, that's what you get.
Yeah. What was your reaction when you got those?
I was like, why again?
I never liked bubblegum flavor personally.
Yeah, I was like, why the fuck you give me bubble gum? You know? It's just
Tootsie Rolls. That's
too much.
My brother liked those. That's around then's when I realized that chocolate wasn't really my favorite thing.
Yeah. Like I love chocolate, but Tootsie Rolls is just too much. Did you ever have like an old person on your street give you the like butterscotch squares?
Yes, and I actually liked those. See, I'm like an old person in taste sometimes.
It was something that just, I guess, hit too close to home for me or something.
That's fair. And I think we've rounded off most of the popular ones. Did you ever get anything weird? Do you remember when we were a kid, before it wasn't PC, to give out the candy cigarettes? Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah.
I loved those, because I'd just be like, "Sup, Dad?"
Yeah, I always thought I was like a badass.
Got my cigarettes here. And he's like, haha, don't ever smoke, or else I'll kill you. And I'd be like, they'll do it for me.
Bobby's fucking looks back now, he's going through a pack a day, and he's like, I should never have had the candy cigarettes.
It started with the candy cigarettes.
I never stopped.
Thank God they took them away.
But I had one dude that gave out $2 bills.
Really?
Yeah.
That's different.
But his thing was he had a really long driveway and he was a fucking weirdo. So no one really went to the house.
Oh, we had a few like fucking weirdos too. Weirdos.
Did you ever have the I'm gonna say it nicely, but did you ever have the degenerates that would dress as a scarecrow and sit on a rocking chair on the front porch and try and scare you?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I did too. I'm surprised this dude didn't get in trouble, but there was like 8 steps or so to walk up to the door, and the dude scared the kid, and the kid got so scared he fell backwards down the stairs, and he like hit his head, and we had to like. When I say we, I was like before them, and they had to like rush him home. And then I remember it like as we're trick or treating, an ambulance is flying through the neighborhood.
My God!
And I'm like, well, you win some, you lose some.
Jeez, we had a guy do that, and this is when we were first starting to swear. My buddy was like, "Fuck you," and he was like, "What?" and went to go stand up, and we were like, "Oh." Frick!
Yeah.
And just started, like, literally just booking it for the life.
Like the Looney Tunes, like...
Pretty much. Exactly like that. We hightailed it as hard as we could. Like, we didn't come back. Like, we hit that part of the neighborhood last because we were like, oh, they'll remember us.
Yeah, right? Even though it's, like, pitch black and they don't know who they're looking at.
Speaking of remembering, what was, like, some of your favorite costumes when you were trick-or-treating?
Oh... The only ones I specifically remember... is I went as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
I did as well one year.
Who'd you go as?
The blue one.
I went as the purple one. I know Michelangelo's orange, Raphael's red. I think Leonardo's purple. No. Leonardo might be blue. Because they're named after, like...
Yeah, hold on. No,
you got it.
Leonardo... Donatello's the purple one.
Donatello was purple.
Michelangelo's orange. Raphael
was red.
And Leonardo was blue.
Yep.
That's the one I know because I watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie recently.
Oh my God. Wait, the new one where like the goons get turned into animals?
Okay, first off, there was a live action one recently that with fucking Girl from the first Transformers, Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
She was in a live action one that I completely forgot about, and there's that song like Shell Shock, if you remember.
I don't remember.
Regardless, there was that, but no, this is like the animated one from years ago. It was on Netflix, and I was like, fuck it. Anyways, so you went as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Yep. I went as a Power Ranger.
I did too. Which color?
Red.
I was a beta and just went green for some reason.
What's wrong with you?
I do not freaking know.
Yeah, it's okay. You learn. I think I went as a baseball player 1 year, of course.
I never went as a sports player.
Oh, my favorite was, I was like 5. I don't know how I just remember this. I went as a turtle. And I had like flippers and a shell, but the shell was too heavy. So that when I was walking around, it was as if I had like a backpack full of cinder blocks.
Jesus Christ.
That's the equivalent to like nowadays. So I was like waddling everywhere, and my mom was like, "Oh, we only got a few more houses," and I was like in tears, like, "I want to go home
dude,
now."
I had some of those as well. There was one year I was a jester, like an evil jester.
I think I was too, yeah.
And for some reason I insisted on having my face painted, but I wore a mask anyways. It gets better. Because I wore a mask, I was sweating under it, and the makeup ran down my face and into my eyes.
Oh my god.
So when I removed the fucking mask, when we get home, my eyes are literally just fucking bloodshot. My mom's like, "What the hell happened to you?" I'm like, I'm like squinting. I can't even see. It was a good time. I went as like a slasher once.
Oh yeah?
Not like the Scream.
Oh, Scream? Yeah.
There was that. Werewolf I went as, but the mask was like really well done for some reason, and I actually couldn't have the mask on at some point because we were with one of my neighbor's younger kids, and they literally couldn't look in my direction.
They were that scared?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, wow.
I guess it kind of just looked like a wolf head stuck on me, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like it could have just been like a what do they call it when they stuff something?
Termidex or
taxidermy.
Taxidermy, thank you.
Yeah, it could look like it could have just been one of those, like just put on my head. So that's fair, but that was interesting.
I respect that.
Couldn't see shit out of the mask though.
I'd imagine. Maybe it was. Maybe it was just straight up took a wolf's head. They like cleaned it out.
For real, right? I'm trying to think if I was Batman, but like the edgy one that was like there was like all black with the red red one. Do you remember that?
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond. I was that one.
I liked that one a lot.
Oh, I thought that was so cool because they're like, "Are you Batman?" I'm like, from Batman Beyond.
You know, yeah.
Beyond.
And they're like, "Are you Batman?" It's like, correction.
No. Not just any Batman.
I'm sorry, you think this is some like Christopher Nolan pussy shit right now? No.
No.
This is Batman Beyond.
Batman fucking Beyond, Linda.
Yeah, it's like, that's Mrs. Neal too. Shut the
Yeah,
frick
well, you
up.
don't know who the hell I am, because I haven't taken off the mask.
Robert, I can hear by the tone of your voice that's you.
Looks like 6 feet behind me, sees my mom waiting casually. Is that your mom? Never seen her in my life.
No, that's Alfred.
Who? Yeah. Alfredita.
I'm kind of sad. I don't remember a lot of my costumes. I'm pretty sure
I thought I remembered more, but I don't.
do. Like, you'd think after trick-or-treating for 35 years that I would remember at least. What would you do, like, say in the future you're a homeowner and you go to your house and there's like 35-year-olds and they come in like really decked, or no, they're in like fursuits.
You want to hear something kind of embarrassing?
I'm ready. I
trick-or-treated once the year after I graduated high school.
Oh, did you?
And it's because...
Were you with a niece?
My niece...
Okay.
No. I was by myself, but my niece... She says to me, she was going to go trick-or-treating at her dad's this year.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, "Uncle Bobby, you have to go trick-or-treating for me and get more candy." And not kid me, dumb me was like, "Oh, sure, honey." And my brother's like, "Hey, you said you would. Are you gonna? Because she's gonna remember." And lo and behold, that little bastard definitely did remember. And thank God I did, but it was the most awkward I ever was. What I had to do is I literally didn't take off the mask, and then when they hit me with the, "Oh, you're kind of tall," I'd be like, I made my voice higher, and I was like, "Yeah, I grew early."
You tried a little too hard on that one.
Yeah, it was cringy, dude.
You could, they could be like, "Wow, you're tall." You're like, starting center for varsity football at this high school.
It was a little cringy. I'm not even gonna lie, but a lot of them were really good sports because I feel like they knew, they laughed. You know, someone actually asked, "Are you trick or treating for someone else?" I'm like, "Yeah, for my niece."
But like, damn well, they know they're like, this dude's fucking 19 trick or treating.
My costume was so low effort. I had like a glow in the dark Jason mask on and a flannel. You know, like it was in some boots. all I wanted to do was just get the fucking candy so I could actually be a good uncle.
Hey, I respect that.
Hey, for the kids, man, for the kids.
That's what Bobby's about. Bobby's for the kids.
I'm for the kids. Thank me. If she ever asks me to do that again, though, I'm not fucking doing it.
She's like, Uncle Bobby, we gotta get double the candy. And you're like, well, if you eat too much, you get fat. And then she's like,
pretty much. It's like, well, if you want candy, you're gonna have to come with me.
Yeah.
And like, I'm so horrible at like taking her trick or treating because I'm so fucking stressed. Like the moment she wanders slightly out of my vision, I'm like, where is she? Have you seen my niece?
Yeah, and it's like she's just in front of you an inch.
Oh yeah, there's one time the little bastard rolled into a pile of leaves to try and mess with me because she knew how stressed I was. I actually was like, I have to tell my sister I lost her kid. And then I'm like thinking, who looks like they're carrying a kid? I'll freaking kill him! You know, like genuinely, like I get stressed.
You're just like running around like a car's like slowly creeping by. You like punch it. You're like Hulk smashing. You're like,
pretty
have
much.
you seen my niece?
Dude, it felt like that because like I'm gonna be a very overprotective dad. I feel like
probably
just like. Or maybe it's because I was actually given the responsibility of going with my niece. You know, like, I was like, don't worry, sis. You can take the night to yourself. I got this.
Uncle Bob's on the case,
Uncle Bob's on the case. And when she hit me with the "Are you sure?" for the third time, I'm like, I have to send a message. I'm responsible enough. I am an adult who got out of high school. Or no, I was a senior at the time. I'm an adult who made it to high school.
Yeah, my brain is nowhere near developed.
Yeah, it's not done. I don't know a lot of things, but I'm mature. I swear it.
I may not know a lot of things, but I sure goddamn know how to trick or treat with the best of them.
Jeez. No, it was actually a banger of a time in the end when I wasn't stressed. More like when she was home and she's like, Uncle Bobby, I had a great time. And I was like, it's for you, kiddo.
Yeah. And you're going to give me all the Reese's. And she's like, but I like Reese's. And he's like,
oh, she was not ready for the uncle tax that I imposed on her. Literally, I was like, I'm going to need 1/3 of everything.
Yeah. Wait, what? But
this is highway robbery?
Yeah.
Just give me the candy. Or else.
It's just like, Uncle Bobby, why are you taking my candy? It's just like, well.
You know what's even better, though?
Yeah.
They were staying with us for the weekend, because I think the Halloween was on the weekend.
Uh-huh.
Or no, they were staying with us for the week. And my sister's like, all right, Uncle Bobby, you're in charge of distributing her candy to her. Because I think she was like 6 at the time. So, you know how kids are, so we can't let them control their own food.
Yeah.
Because they're dumb. So I'm like, okay. I was not ready for the responsibility of saying no when asked for candy. Because in my head, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, eat a piece of candy. But in reality, my sister's looking at me like, yeah, can't she have a piece of candy? Responsible adult.
Yeah, and then it's like, no. And it's just like, wrong! Give her a Kit Kat!
Wrong! That's kind of how it was. Oh, and that's the thing. I was in charge, like, I got to have the power move of like, so do I choose or do I let you choose? I don't know. Have you been good enough to choose your own piece of candy?
Or like she pulls out like the banana Laffy Taffy, and you're like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Are you fucking adopted?
That's what you're picking? I'm letting you pick, and you take that right now?"
I remember like halfway through, I'm like, "Screw it, you can pick your own." And she learned awful fast that if you take all the pieces you like first, you're essentially just desperate for chocolate, and you don't get any that you like at the end.
That is a tragedy.
A lesson hard learned, but a lesson that I let her learn on her own.
Yeah, I think that is one lesson that every kid's going to have to learn when it comes to trick-or-treating.
Food rationing.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's prepping you for if you're in like a Bear Grylls scenario, you know?
On cap. Only God.
Oh. I think that's where we wrap it up on that note.
What?
Because I don't think I can respond to that.
Oh my God. I've been reliving my childhood. I don't know, it's been an hour already.
Yeah, a little over. Good amount over, actually, but not really.
I don't know what year I live in.
Well, hey, man. That was our Halloween nostalgia trip, and if you have any our hour-long Halloween nostalgia trip, and if you got any good Halloween stories or your candy tier list of your own, you can email me. You can tweet at me. You can message me on Instagram.
You can text him as well because his number is
You know, that's a thing now that people do. I guess they like.
Well, you can get a service that like so it's not, you don't give your number, but you put your number into the service, and then they'll text that number that the service gives you, and they'll forward it to you.
Yeah, and I guess what it does, it pushes basically like whoever you're like say you're texting like a YouTuber, it'll literally, because that's where I see a lot of it.
Mr. Beast, what up, dude?
Yeah, it's like a lot of YouTubers like text me at this number, but what it is like it's pushing their content and their like algorithm towards you.
Yeah,
because it goes through your IP, I guess.
Oh, that's kind of smart, actually.
Yes. No, it is, but they don't tell you that. So
No.
Careful who you message, I guess. Anyways, would you like to wrap it up?
That has been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 52. It's been a year already, my friend.
Big ol' year. You know, the one that we entirely forgot to mention.
Well,
I just realized.
honestly, I'm not saying it's for the best, but it's more like going forward is when it's important. You know, now it's just a milestone, but it's what we do after this milestone. That's what
That's what matters.
That's if you have a dream where you
literally. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure, not the one that comes out today or this Thursday, but I think the one after will be like an actual year, because I think our first episode was November 7th or November 6th.
Wait, but how does that math out?
Because we had the episode 0 that nobody knows about.
Really?
Yeah.
So, but then this would be technically 53 with episode 0, so that's still 53 weeks.
Well, we're not there yet.
Maybe it's not our anniversary yet, if that makes sense.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 52. I'd like to take this time to say thank you, Dan. You've edited all these episodes. You've had a banger, so good job to you, friends.
Hey, you too, my friend.
That has been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 52. We're on social media. You know the handle for both of those. It's the Frying Pan Pod on our Twitter and Instagram. And you're listening on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, or Stitcher. So if you're doing that, thanks for doing that. Give us a star rating, give us a comment, give us a like. We'd appreciate that. And you can hit us with any business inquiries or more comments over at our email, which is... You know what? We haven't done this in a while. What's our email, Dan?
In the pan. Oh. Sorry, my computer fucking went to sleep and it scared me. In the pan podcast at gmail.com.
He's right. It's in the pan podcast at gmail.com. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. It's an old one. We haven't done this in a while.
It has been a minute, yes.
Thank you for tuning in, folks. Have a happy Halloween. Stay safe out there. Remember, it's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids. Stay safe, everybody. I've been Robert D'Onofrio.
Me.
Say your name. Say it.
Big Spooky McGillicuddy.
It's Big Spooky McGillicuddy.
Later.